I gotta get my cushion. There we go.
How y'all doing?
Yeah, you know, when you sit on the fucking end of the sofa, you know, she's got a little dip. It's time to get a new sofa. This sofa is only lasts for like, I've had it for like 2 years, but it's got like 3 or 4 years worth of
fucking.
Well, but and actually that's the fucking end of the sofa. But it's the fact that because we was in a pandemic, I've been sitting on this sofa for a significant amount of time for the year. I put 3 years worth of use on the sofa
in 2 years.
In 1 year, yeah. So, anyway, hey, you know, she came from Overstock, so she wasn't that fancy. Well, oh my God, it's Ebby reviews. I see Ebby be giving looks on top of
Abby,
looks on top of looks.
Ebby is ready for the camera. Ebby is ready for a look, and Ebby always comes through with a look.
Always.
So listen, I appreciate that. What's going on, Ebby? How's it going? What's going down?
And I see Lynx and Eccentric. Thank you guys. All of our super fans are here. Look at that.
Super fans, what's going on? How y'all doing?
And Louboutin. Oh, baby, wait
But you know what? But listen, hold up. Before we go down that road, I would say this. Bitch, I'm gonna kick your ass if you keep going up and down this motherfucking road like this, bitch. At dark o'clock at night, bitch. You got 97 places you can lay your head, bitch. Right. And that's all I'm gonna say.
Right.
I ain't gonna say no names or nothing.
I mean, I understand because the girls be telling me the same thing. I'm like, but I like to lay my head on my own.
I mean, and I absolutely get that. I get that. A 2-hour ride is a lot different than a 4 or 5 hour ride.
Right.
Now, baby, listen. I'm just saying. Okay, all right. You saying the video is hazed? Jiggle the cord. I was getting ready to say something. You said my haze, but I know since you get ready to go start working for Redacted Airlines, that's not a haze on your own. So is it your cord or is it our screen? Is it
I think it's showing that there's low signal on the interwebs.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, okay, I take that back. Thank you for telling us.
So but yeah, so you Louboutin came through the spot giving Trey down.
This was the first part when he first walked in?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
She was giving a look.
It was a look.
Yeah, see, the connection is unstable.
Okay. It was definitely a look. I thought you were talking about Trey because, as the night progressed, it went from Trey to,
Oh, yeah, she was full.
Yeah.
She was full boots.
Oh, it's blurries.
Well, keep talking about.
I'm looking at Louboutin. I'm a real boy.
You were a real boy, honey. You was giving Trey.
Come on for the look that you came through. But well, listen, I was happy to see Louboutin. I was happy to see Lynx. I was happy to see everybody. So I'm kind of glad that this we were able to celebrate this before folks go off to do their thing. So. You know what, Lynx, not trade to Harlot, but you know what? I'm here for that. Trade to Harlot. I still are we still it's the words, it's the statement, and it's the delivery. You listen. Said with okay, trader. Okay, but all right, but listen, Lynx, are you hearing me? Are you getting? I need you to receive this word. I'm going to tell you. Let me know something. Type in the screen if you can hear me, because we're having some little technical difficulties or whatever, a little haze and a blur and all that type of stuff. But Lynx, can you hear me? Get some of my ladies' words on you real quick. Go ahead. Okay, go ahead. Okay. So yeah, I'm here. Listen, I'm gonna say these words to you. You listening? You got the volume turned up? You got it turned up. Okay. Everybody hear me? Okay. I just want to say these words to Lynx. Fuck you, Lex, motherfucker.
Okay.
I'm gonna go ahead and say I said that with love because my tongue was still on fire. That's all I'm gonna say. But I absolutely enjoyed every moment of it.
I know
Yes,
what
indeedy.
the issue is that I had the VPN, and the VPN sometimes gives you guff.
Oh yeah.
And the signal is piggybacking off of the VPN, and the VPN is weak, then it throws off the whole kit and caboodle.
So,
but when you don't see the little wireless thing, that means the connection is strong.
Okay, well, we're good.
All right. So now we know I got to turn off the VPN before we get started with the show.
I will definitely remind you that. But yeah, I mean, those are my words. I'm just saying, fuck you, Lex. But I mean, you know, I
didn't even get rid of the spicy chicken because what I turned around.
Oh, you didn't?
No.
Oh.
It's fine.
Oh.
I turned around and the vultures had fucking descended.
Well, it was all I'm saying is it was
no. It's fine.
It was good. So that's all I'm saying. But
it's totally fine. Yeah, so I'm glad everyone enjoyed themselves. It was cute.
Yes, indeed. It was very cute.
It was a cute little function. You know, I was trying to have a moment in the basement, and then everybody came down. I was like, if it was supposed to be for everybody to come down for a tour of the basement, then I would have said, hey, everybody come down for the tour of the basement. But listen, and I don't know, it might not mean nothing. And he's definitely not watching the show. But what he
may or may not be, but his you know, one of his good duties might be
oh yeah, but we'll be having that conversation later.
Yes.
But what I will say is that on 3 occasions that night, he was like, so you're going to show me a tour of the basement? And so I like the first time I got up, I was like, oh, okay, let's go. But he was like, no.
Said the fly to the spider.
Right. And then so when we finally go, I was like, it was me and him, and it's fine. And then all of a sudden, everybody comes downstairs. Now, let's be clear. I don't think, I was going to get none right at that moment.
It was that moment. Listen, as Shantae Moore says, this moment is mine. That's how you felt. This moment is mine.
But, we know where he lives. So,
yeah.
And we know who his friends are.
And he keeps coming back. So,
doesn't he?
There we are.
So, I do want to say thank you to Smallett Boy for this t-shirt, vaxxed, waxed, and ready to climax.
There it is.
So, Links, we're going to have a side conversation about that. Well, I mean, I went downstairs and closed the door. Yes, Louboutin, I'm talking about you and Links and her.
I don't count because I am ready. I know where all the cameras are, so I know where everything is. So I can get everything set up.
But we already know that she was shy. She's a skittish little doe.
All you had to do was just say, listen, here. Right here.
It was too late by that time because it was already
it was
already a bunch of other bitches.
And I came down late. I was the last person.
You were.
No, I think Tony came down after me.
Well, once the loud bitch comes down,
it's whatever. But I already knew what this was. And we got in the corner. I was like, I already knew what this was. I was like, listen, I'm waiting for the role I need to play. Action.
It's all good.
That's what I was waiting.
No. Oh, wait a minute. Let's just be clear.
Oh.
What? No.
Wait a minute, Louboutin.
No. This is what Louboutin said. Oh, she wasn't shy when she had that gag in my mouth. No, girl. Let's just be clear. That is not what happened. And I am not mad. Please do not take this the wrong way to like mad. But
no, man.
Oh, yeah, we sure did. We got to get to that. But no. So I pulled out the inflatable dildo, and Louboutin was like, you want me to show you how this works? So he takes the dildo and holds it at crotch level, reaches between his legs, and puts the pump like right at his butt cheeks and squeezes and starts sucking on it. So ain't nobody force you to do nothing with that dildo gag in your mouth. I'm not mad. Seriously, I'm 100% not mad. But let's keep it real. You're making it sound like somebody had you against the wall and was face fucking you with the gag. No, girl, you took advantage of that situation, and I'm not mad at you because, bitch, I trained you well. So good for you.
All I'm saying is I did happen to see him go down on that. I'm just saying. I that's what I saw.
Right.
That's what
Well, remember,
I saw.
I was right next to it.
I know, but I'm just saying I saw that. I'm just saying I just happened to see it. So I'm
Oh, she was very comfortable with it. She was very comfortable with it. So that's fine. And then Linked.
That was funny because I watched it from the side and I was like, all I saw Linked was like, I said, oh. And you were like, are you all right?
Because it's the fuck saw.
I know.
So if you that there's no
come on, bougie girl.
there's no clutch on the fuck saw.
Right. It's either
you gotta if you want
real slow.
If you don't want it to go fast, you gotta like gently, and so you usually do it, and then you gotta back up off it.
Yeah.
And so we were going slow, and then my finger went a little bit too far off, so it was like, you saw Lynx like had this drilling away in his mouth. I mean, but listen, Lynx is a motherfucking professional. She took that shit like a champ.
Listen, you was like, you all right? He's like, no, I'm good. I'm all right.
Oh yeah,
like,
okay.
I said, all right.
It wasn't the first time he had some in his mouth. So
I mean, and on high. I mean, I'm just saying. He said high power drill, so I'm just saying. I mean,
so God bless it.
Okay, all right. Hey, Maximus, what's going on? Oh yeah. So listen, okay, Maximus. Now I've seen this Facebook post about this damn Bluebell ice cream.
Yes.
Okay, so I am not hating. Let me be clear. I'm not hating. I'm just a diehard butter pecan fan, and specifically Haagen-Dazs. Right, no, specifically Haagen-Dazs butter pecan. But I think did he have Haagen-Dazs? Or no, I think it was Cypher had Haagen-Dazs.
Yeah, no, he had the Bluebell butter pecan. He just posted it in a picture today.
Right. But Maximus had like vanilla or something like that. So he was like, oh, It's really good. I was like, so okay, so now I gotta go check this out just for research purposes. I'm just saying.
Right. Just go to the Walmart on Route 1.
But for research purposes. But shout out to my little brother who actually he alarmed me when I saw a post of him.
I saw that too. I was like, girl, aren't you
and I'm like texting him on the phone. I was like, you're in the hospital or whatever, but Cypher, I'm glad you're doing well. And we talked. So I was like, I'm good. So you're good, I'm good, and that's all that matters. So yeah.
There he is.
Butter pecan. Okay, yeah. So, but I gotta see how this butter pecan. So
and we gotta say hello. We have a new friend here. Michael Kaywood popped up in the spot.
Well,
hey, Mr. Kaywood.
Listen, long time no see, Mr. Kaywood. How you doing?
It's lovely to see you. Lovely to see you. Exactly. Bluebell was everything. I had convulsions, baby.
Come on for the convulsions. But okay.
Try the blackberry cobbler. The blackberry cobbler will might make you nut on yourself.
Is any of these things going to change your life? Is any of this going to change your life?
Every flavor that Bluebell makes is life-changing.
I'm gonna have to start with the butter pecan. We gonna start right there.
I've never had the butter pecan because I'm just not a big butter pecan fan, but I'm certain. I mean, I like the butter, but I don't like nuts in my mouth. So when I'm chewing, when I'm letting that ice cream just sort of luxuriate in my mouth, and then now I gotta chew on the nuts.
You can always just suck on them because they do get soft after a while.
I ain't got that much time. I mean,
but you have to take your time with the nuts. You got to take your time because they actually will just melt right in your mouth. Get a little distant. You just hold on to them, and then it gives you a little. It's something. It's like a comfort because they're just there. They're just kind of wet and they're sitting there, and they're just kind of in a little space, and you just kind of can just nibble down on them a little bit. You just be like,
I'm good.
Move your tongue around on them a little bit.
Nah.
I'm just saying.
Nah.
Right, the nuts.
So yeah, so this weekend I had Sunday I had the little cookout, which was cute, and then on Monday I went to see Shang-Chi and Legend of the Ten Rings. It was really nice. Well, it was good. It was good.
Well, like I was saying, I don't know its connection to the Marvel cinematic universe, so I need to figure that out before I'm gonna watch it because I feel like it's something I want to see. It looks interesting. But I just needed to really see the connection to the Marvel universe. That's what's going to make me run to see it or wait until I see it on online somewhere.
Yeah.
So
I went to see it at Magic Johnson Theater. So there is that.
okay.
Here's my thing. I know you coloreds like to be late, and I know not you, because I know you're not late for a flight or for the movies.
And a concert.
But the movie started at 3:55.
We're gonna dash over that, Tyra. So we're gonna come back. She did not throw the middle. Tyra.
We'll come back. We'll come back to
We're gonna dash over that and just come back to that.
The movie starts at 3:55.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, they did have a lot of previews because they got like a whole year and a half of people not being in the movies to make up for. So there was a ton of previews.
Okay.
So the movie didn't actually start until about 4:25.
That's a lot of fucking previews.
Yes.
Yeah. It's usually like 10 to 15
Do
minutes.
you know it was still some of your cousins rolling up in there at like 4:30 when the movie had started? And I'm like,
where y'all been?
Here's, I already told y'all my story. Y'all already know my story about how, because my parents didn't give a fuck, I missed the first, no, it wasn't an hour, but it was like a good 20, 25 minutes of preview. So it started like 3:55, and by like 4:25, the movie was started for real. Okay. But I was like, you just rolled into the movie when the movie has started. And I'm just, because here's to me, I'm the kind of person that, like, if I'm running late, I'd just be like, oh, well, we're just not going.
Yeah,
because listen, people, run late, shit happens.
Yeah.
But then I'm like, at a certain point, like if the movie starts at 3:55, and if I'm not there like by 10 after 4,
there's no point.
I just feel like I'm not coming, because I'm not going to be like in a dark ass theater trying to find a seat or whatever.
Yeah.
And the kids were generally fine. I mean, the kids in the theater, it wasn't a problem. Sure. It was these bitches sitting behind me that kept up a running fucking commentary the whole movie. So whole
You didn't
movie.
Say nothing? You didn't say nothing at all?
I'm not trying to fight a bit. This is Magic Johnson Theater. These girls might have like razors and battery acid, and I didn't have my supplies with me. I did not have my supplies.
Maybe it's a good thing I didn't show up, because I think I'd have been like, yeah.
So, but they were 99% of the time they were drowned out by what was happening in the movie. So it was good. So, and yes, the guy that plays Shang-Chi is fine.
He is not the guy from Crazy Rich Asians, though, right?
No.
Okay.
He ain't that fine.
Because that motherfucker was fine too.
So, well, I put it this way: the guy from from Shang-Chi was very attractive, and when he took his shirt off, I was like, Jesus Christ! But he was very attractive. The lead from Crazy Rich Asians is fine.
Yeah,
he wasn't quite that level of fine. Yeah. Shang-Chi was like a good 9.
But Crazy Rich
8.5, 8.75.
Okay.
Crazy Rich Asians, dude.
10.2.
10.75.
10.7.
Definitely.
Okay. All right.
Definitely.
Okay.
Now, wouldn't kick either one of them out of bed. Let's just be clear.
Okay.
And
I mean, if he's doing these circles with the rings and shit,
yeah,
I'm here for it. Like,
because he was supposed to be like action hero, his body was flawless. So from body perspective, he was way finer than Crazy Rich Asians dude. But all that body, I mean, that's good.
Body is
because listen, like all of these dudes be in the gym with these 6-packs, and I was like, but your face, you got a butter face,
and you can't add at all.
Right. 2 + 4 is,
or you give them a complex problem that puts something in parentheses, and and they're like, well, what, like the whole PEMDAS or like foil or whatever, and they're like, the answer is 4. Did you follow the rules of engagement?
No, girl. They're like,
do you remember this?
For the next 4 and a
for
half
the
years. Oliver was the victim of a
sister system.
systematic, and you're like, bitch, no. So, because you can fuck sexy body in the dark, but you can't be seen with dummy. Because listen, you take the dummy out to any place other than Bennigan's or the Olive Garden, and you be like, "Can I get the calamari?" And they be like, "What's calamari? What's the
Tyra? I cannot with you tonight."
But yes, Henry Golding from Crazy Rich Asians. Well, listen, you might have to share some nooks and crannies because baby, he was gorgeous.
Come on now for putting yourself as a golden delicious Thomas's English muffin. Come on.
Exactly. Sister meat. Yeah, girl. So no.
Oh my
so all that body yaddy yaddy is cute to look at, but there's only but so much. If you ain't got the brains to batch it.
I say this all the time about people that I meet. Like, listen, I enjoy a very well put together person.
Mm-hmm.
Their body is, like sculpted. All that's great. Can you engage me in a conversation? Can you make me laugh? Because if you can make me laugh, we're good. Like, I'm like, even the guys that I've really dated, and at some point, like, I've connected with them on a very comedic level, which is so funny. I don't even know where the fuck that came from, but I just
like, yeah, if we can't have a conversation
like
about something other than love and hip hop. And like when you start talking about shit, and I'm like, I don't know nothing about that.
Like, can we? And I don't even watch the news, but I'd be like, can we watch the news instead?
Right. So yeah, it's a no for me.
Yeah,
it's a. I mean, but we can fuck though.
Yeah, like no, we're gonna do that before I leave. But I just want to. Can we? But matter of fact, we don't turn TV on. Let's just go. Let's just go.
Just do this.
Yeah, because as soon as we do this, I can roll out.
Right, and then they be the ones talking about. So, can I stay tonight? No.
Be like, well, that might be
exactly. Bougie girl, can you make my mind moist as well as my loins? There you go.
Come on. You know what? I think I want to put that on a t-shirt. Can you make my mind moist as well as my loins?
Moisten my mind.
I like that, driver. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. I think that might be, yeah. I think I'd like that.
I agree.
Yeah.
So we got a lot of Oh, how was your week?
My week was good. It was weeky. I'm getting this. There's a pattern here that Wednesdays, for whatever reason, are busy friggin' days. I don't know. It's like they're just busy, and I'm all over the place with stuff that I have to do at work.
Right.
But other than that, it's cool. I got some stuff coming up tomorrow and also for next week. So, but yeah, it was good. Very relaxing. Chilled out, and yeah, that's it. Made some cakes, and that's about it.
Link said, "You can't stay the night. I got to take the house to the shop early in the morning."
I mean, you got to do a drop off. They open at 8.
Exactly.
You got to get there by 6:30 because you want to get first in line. So, I mean, that's what happened.
I mean, it is what it is. So sorry.
But yeah, but other than that,
about it, you got to go.
It was good. No real complaints. I got my new SIM card from my phone.
What happened to the old one?
Nothing's wrong with it. So, I was with Sprint. I've been with Sprint since they say 2000, but I've been with y'all since 1998. So I'm like that person that's like the diehard. They're like, oh, thank you for like, yeah, man, whatever. Get through all that.
Unless it gives me a discount, I don't really.
Yeah, I don't want to talk about all that shit. But anyway, they with the whole merger, the phone service has been dropping and stuff has been weird. And so last maybe 6 to 8 months ago, they said that they would send out SIM cards to put them into the phones that would change and put my phone on specifically a T-Mobile tower as opposed to a Sprint tower, so I wouldn't have these issues. And they then told me that they couldn't do it on my phone because I just had to buy a new phone for the Note 10 Plus. And I was like, I'm not buying a new phone, and especially if I'm not ready to buy a new phone. And I was still under contract, but I was like, I'm not doing that shit. So here we are, fast forward 8 months later. They're like, oh, we have a new SIM card. We can send it to you. You can put it in the phone. And I was like, but I thought you said you couldn't do it before. Well, we have a SIM card. Okay, great, fine. So I got the SIM card, put that in there. It's fine. I was like, it's cool. Like, but even in those 6 months that happened, even in the 6 months that passed since I originally tried to get the SIM card. The service has gotten better anyway. So it's whatever. Yeah, it's whatever. Sprint Spectrum Circuit. Come on, 1998. That was when I first got with them. 1998. Yeah. But anyway, T-Mobile doesn't have the Sprint towers together yet. Right, eccentric. And that's my issue with just me personally with this cell phone service. And I really, really, really have been fighting, and I really want to go over to Verizon.
Girl,
and I've
just
been
come
fighting
to Verizon. Listen,
but it's annoying the shit out of me because the only reason I've stayed with Sprint all this time, let me be 210% clear. For the amount of money that I spend every month, I never had to worry about any overages, any extras, any nothing. And I have everything included in my plans that I always wanted. So it was like, that was it. It was like, it was great. Whereas Verizon, I thought they had some shitty plans. Now the plans have gotten better.
Yeah.
And their service is still great. So that's where I'm leaning towards at this particular point. So we shall see.
Because I used to have AT&T. I've only ever had AT&T and then Verizon. And I couldn't even get good service on AT&T here in my own house. But then the slave will be here because we generally had the same phone. We'd be on the same phone. I have 1 bar on AT&T and he got 5 bars on Verizon. So I was like, yeah, girl, fuck y'all.
Yeah. But anyway, other than that, it's cool. So we'll see. I'll keep y'all posted on that. But listen, we're doing one hurdle at a time. I just got over one hurdle. We're gonna work on these other hurdles afterwards.
Right.
So, but other than that,
so what we're gonna talk about? What we're gonna talk about? We start with Michael K. Williams.
So yes, listen, ladies and gentlemen, we have lost a staple amongst Black Hollywood. Michael K. Williams. He was the star of The Wire and Boardwalk Empire. And specifically in The Wire, he was Omar motherfucking Little. And baby, when I tell you Omar took no shit, I live for it. But unfortunately, on Monday, they found Michael Williams dead in his Brooklyn residence. And this was about 2:00 in the afternoon. Now, he was a regular, like I said, on HBO series, including The Wire and Boardwalk Empire, also The Night Of, and also Lovecraft Country. He was in that as well. And he was in 12 Years a Slave, and he's got a lot of Emmy noms, but not necessarily wins, but he's got a lot of Emmy nods because he's a great actor.
Yes.
He also currently is in contention for in the running for an Emmy this year for his role in Lovecraft. So we'll see how that goes. I'm just gonna keep an eye on that.
Yeah, and it's funny you should mention that is because he talked before about his struggles with drug addiction, and he talked recently in this article with Men's Health magazine about how the visceral nature of the subject matter for Lovecraft Country awakened generational trauma. And he says Lovecraft just kicked the door off the hinges. And after he returned home to Brooklyn from filming last winter, he relapsed. He sought out Narcotics Anonymous. This year, he also tried therapy. So, it could be that, this is how, when we talk about generational trauma and how it can affect people, it can also lead to other issues.
And he is a method actor, so he immerses himself in the character.
Yes.
So I can see how that could again bring up some other trauma for just him and not necessarily just his character.
Right.
And another thing that I will say, I'm not even gonna, it's not that it's important at this particular point, but what I will say is Michael K. Williams was a part of the ballroom scene. He was actually in Ebony. And so, to the House of Ebony, sorry for your loss.
Was he one of the kids?
I'd see that's just it. I don't know, but he was a part of the House of Ebony. So we'll just leave it at that. But
not that it matters.
No, and it doesn't matter at this particular point either. But there have been several people that I've actually chatted with that were on the scene, like back in the 90s, that kind of either knew him or saw him and kind of knew who he was. And a lot of people say there's been a lot of rumors that his character that he portrayed on The Wire was really pretty much him, even with his life, because it has been, I don't even want to say rumored, I guess it's speculated, or he's been seen several times with this very tall Latino young man And it really mirrors the whole The Wire. So, but I mean, again, none of that is necessarily important. But what I will say is, he's another one that was another person that was a part of the ballroom scene, and I always take a moment out for that because, listen, I love my scene. They was the shit. I enjoy it. So
yes,
and you know, a lot of talent there. So, but it's a loss for Black Hollywood. And it's a loss for the planet, actually, at this particular point, because he was a great actor.
yes, he was. So you remember you remember Lil Uzi Vert and how he had that $24 million pink diamond implanted in his forehead? And remember how we talked about how, you know, that he was just setting himself up for someone to rip him off? Well, someone did. He chose to stage dive during one of his performances, and a fan ripped it out of his forehead.
See,
now he got the diamond back.
See,
but you know,
you're an idiot. We talked about this. You're an. I
have zero sympathy.
I don't even know. I can't even. Whatever. Hey, Lauren Bailey. A few years ago, he was said to be dating a Black actress. Could be. He was also in the bar. Yeah, he was. And there were a lot of suggestions that he was family. So Link's not quite sure. Don't know if he was or was not. So and he was a dancer. Yes, he choreographed Course of Waters, 100% Pure Love video. He danced for a couple people.
Yes.
And yeah, so a lot of talent, very talented person. So I don't know, and we'll find out in the future. I don't know, but
right.
Oh, it's Lola. Hey.
Oh, okay. Got it.
Hey, Lola.
Hola, Lola.
Good to see you.
Yes. So, in news that I don't really care about,
not Vision.
Right. Vision was attacked
and his stone was taken.
I literally was just watching What If, the episode with the zombie
that's what
attack.
I've been watching. I only saw the
this
last
episode
one.
was good.
I didn't. The last episode I saw was T'Challa's episode.
Oh yeah, there's been a couple.
There's been two or three, I think.
Yeah,
but
so that was 2, and I think this was 5.
I've been missing something. So yeah.
So
and I kept saying I'm missing something. I'm supposed to be watching something. But anyway, go ahead.
Andrew Alfonso David, who is the Black guy who was the president of HRC. Well, she got fired.
And here we go.
I've always felt like the HRC is a fairly useless organization.
Like, I feel like it is the storefront for many a white liberal or white pretend liberal.
White gay pretend liberal. Here's my thing.
Yeah,
I'm like,
but just the gays. I don't know about just the gays. I'm gonna just say, because yeah, I think it's for the, there's this straight.
Every time I pass by their headquarters, I'm like, why does the HRC need a fancy 9-10 story building? I just don't see what that fancy building has to do with advocacy. Now, listen, neither am I one of those poverty advocates, because you remember our friend Dominique Morgan,
right?
The girls tried to get her together because
she got
bought
a new car.
BMW, and she was like, "Well, bitch, I have a job, I make money, and I choose to spend my money."
And I was like, and she said, "Bitch, listen, you," and the other part was, she was like, "You don't know my fucking struggle at all. You know none of my struggle."
She spent years in jail.
Listen,
she gave him a very poor background. She has saved her coins, and she bought
what she wanted.
Coins. What she wanted. She didn't stunt on it. She bought a car with her coins. And so I'm not suggesting that the HRC needs to be operating out of a storefront church.
Right.
But this building seems like a lot.
Well, the question that I have is, do they own the building? And is it a property thing that they actually were able to come upon this piece of property, like as far as real estate?
They had that shit built. They did not find a building and rent out floor space in a building. They had that building built.
Now the other question is, are they renting out pieces of the building? Because again, that
Not
would
that
be a
I'm
business
aware of,
model.
because that's what I thought too. I was like, well, maybe they're renting it. But
yeah, I'm just
as far
you
as
know,
I know, it's not like they're renting out space to other advocacy organizations or whatever. And then there's been reports over the years that, if you are not shockingly, that if you are not a white, gay, cisgender male,
there we go.
then it's a very hostile work environment, because trans people, they've had trans people, because you'd be like, oh, HRC,
I can go
would
right
sound
up
like
in
it'd
here.
be an awesome
Mhm.
place to work if you are a member of the LGBT community who's in the social justice or whatever. But they said working there was just as bad as working anywhere else in white corporate America. If you were black or brown or trans or femme or whatever. So, and then putting a black face on it, don't seem like a whole lot. And he just seems like one of those, I'm not like other kind of Negroes.
I'm a Negro, but I'm not a Negro.
Right. Like he has friends who will let him call him nigger. And listen, I'm fine with you, if you want to do race play as a kink or whatever, but we're not talking about that. We're just talking about people that you just let disrespect you and your ancestors, or they'll, come and expect you to be the face of Black America, which he literally was. So, hopefully them white connections that you got, girl, get you some money. So we forgot to say why he got fired, because while he was president of the HRC, was providing counsel to Andrew Cuomo. And, and what was the counsel? How to get out from under these accusations. So it was basically about defaming the character of these women who accused him. And this all came out, leave it to a Black woman to pull, when Letitia James,
she is out
don't
for
fuck with Letitia.
Listen, I'm waiting on her to finish with Donald.
Yeah,
I listen.
We coming for you.
Yeah, I'm waiting on her to finish that Donald Trump piece.
Yeah, so that's how that all came to light. And they were like, well, you can't do that kind of stuff while also representing an advocacy organization, which is rich, because there is documented evidence that, they're not too good with the women in their organization.
Are they definitely saying it's
he's done.
Ethics,
it's a wrap.
And it's
he violated his contract, the morals clause of his contract.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, okay.
So
as Link said, well, there we go.
So guess who's got a biopic coming out January 2022?
We talked about this as well, my girl.
But now we have
Janet Demeter Joe Jackson.
It looked pretty good. It looked interesting, and it was airing. Yeah. It's airing over 2 nights.
Yeah, it was. So it was originally slated to be a 2-night. So let's back up. She was originally in talks with Netflix to do a behind-the-scenes thing for her tour.
Mm-hmm.
Corona hit, Black Diamond Tour, went under, all that other stuff. And I think she wanted to make it a documentary because she was going to put the tour stuff into the documentary as well. That's what it originally was. Whether she's going to do the documentary about the tour itself or behind the scenes of the tour, I don't know. But I still think this is a good look for her for this documentary, talking about all the stuff that people wanted her to talk about that she just wasn't going to talk about.
Mm-hmm.
So, and there it is. That is exactly right, Eccentric Mother. January of 2022. I'll be there on Lifetime. One of my favorite networks. And Lifetime is getting a little spicy lately. Have you noticed the stuff that comes on Lifetime now? Oh my God, they had this grandmother links. You know what? Don't do it. Do not get kicked off the superfan list. Don't do it. Don't get muted. But they had this little movie on.
Come on, Link.
They had this movie on Lifetime the other day about this grandmother who was touched. She had a moment. She was traumatized because she lost her daughter and her husband, and then she was trying to kidnap the neighbor from across the street and make her daughter. And she had bought this house. She took her all the way out there. She's trying to keep her, but grandma was like stabbing up folks left and right and packing them in the backyard. I was like, what is going on? See, right there, you had to do it. You had to be funny, Links. You know what? That's all right. But
I laughed.
But it's her documentary on Lifetime that is being closed captioned. Everything in Lifetime is closed caption. Or can be. So there we are.
Okay, girl.
But I'm fine. I'm fine.
Woo-woo-woo.
I'm fine. I'm fine.
Woo-woo-woo.
I'm fine. Whatever.
Are you though?
I'm fine. So anyway, I'm looking forward to that. You want to give the exact date because it was supposed to be January 22. January of
I
2022.
didn't. Yeah, I didn't get the exact date.
It was supposedly the end of January, from what I remember.
All I have is the Instagram link. So
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's okay.
we'll
So we still got
whisper to
time.
you when we find out.
At 2, Brutus.
Yes,
At 2.
of course. I mean, you knew,
Okay.
bitch. You ain't new. You know
Okay.
how this game is played.
Okay. All right.
I mean, I'm gonna be watching it. I'm interested to see.
Okay. All right. But into other celebrity news.
Yes.
So Cardi B and Offset, they welcomed their second baby, and it's a baby boy. She's officially a mom of 2. The I Like It rapper and her husband Offset welcomed their second child on Sunday, September 4th, and she announced it on Instagram. So she shared the exciting news alongside a photo of her cradling her baby boy in her hospital bed while sitting next to Offset. In the picture, Cardi and Offset look lovingly down at their son while the WAP singer sits underneath a Louis Vuitton blanket. Listen, they are parents already to 3-year-old daughter Culture, and Offset also is dad to daughter Kalia, who's 6, and sons Cody, 6, and Jordan, 11, from previous relationships. So their little family is growing. So we will see
Isn't he
how this
only
is
like
going.
25, 26?
He's 28.
Listen, I'll be looking. I'm like, girl, I'm 50 and I don't have no kids.
So he had
and these
that first kid at 17.
Jesus
She got
Christ.
pregnant. He was probably 16 when he got her pregnant.
Jesus Christ. Because I'm just like, at 16, I'm like,
No, I had a scare at 16.
oh, that wasn't my ministry.
Yeah, I did have a scare at 16. So, but it was the longest 2 weeks ever. Ever. But anyway. So congratulations, Cardi and Offset. We'll be looking forward to that. Or looking forward to finding out what the name of your son is going to be. So I don't know. I still haven't heard what the name is going to be.
Couture. Culture and couture.
Spelled with a K.
Of course.
We shall see. Next up, I know you all been waiting about this. So listen, anybody in an age bracket,
yes.
If you are anywhere in actually I can't even say an age bracket. I would say, I will say an age bracket. I would say if you were born anywhere in the 60s or the 60s to the 80s, you know about McDonald's. You know about all the characters at McDonald's.
Yes.
You know Ronald McDonald. You know Hamburglar. You know Grimace. But baby, here's the question. Did you ever sit and wonder what the fuck Grimace was? Like, what is Grimace?
I honestly never thought about it. And I had seen this story before. And so when I found out, and I was like,
so, right.
It doesn't make any sense, though.
It doesn't. So apparently, Canadian News interviewed Brian Bates, who is dubbed the Outstanding Manager of the Year for his leadership during COVID-19 by the fast food chain McDonald's. He offers some tips and tricks for saving money at McDonald's before sharing that the beloved purple blob hanging with Ronald McDonald and Mayor McCheese all these years is a what? Taste bud.
And it's not for me. It's not that he's a taste bud, which, okay, but a purple taste bud? I mean, because if he had been pink, then okay. Because if your tongue is purple, you are dead.
There's something wrong. There's something wrong. There's something wrong.
Right. And so, I mean, I'm fine with him being a taste bud, but it's purple.
Listen, there was also, he had a cousin that was out there a long time ago before that was green. I can't remember what his name was. And he was on a commercial for a minute.
Yeah, I don't remember that.
Yeah, right, exactly. A taste bud.
A taste bud.
Yes. Now, listen, USA Today was unable to reach a McDonald's representative to confirm whether Grimace is in fact a taste bud. And this is not the first time the taste bud theory has been mentioned. In 2012, the McDonald's corporate account.
What in the thrush?
Exactly. On their corporate account on Twitter, Grimace, they posted that Grimace is the embodiment of a milkshake, though others still insist he's a taste bud. So listen, we don't know, but baby, I think I'm more mad now that you've told me that he's a taste bud, and I just always thought of him as just a big purple, like almost like a gumdrop. Like that's I think I would rather them told me he was a gumdrop than he was a taste bud.
Yeah, we could have just left the mystery.
I coulda-
just been like, he's just a purple blob.
It is what it is. So
All right. And Grimace, why is his name Grimace of all things? If you had called him Bud,
then I it would work. I could see, you know what I mean?
right? But okay, girl, whatever. I feel like that's some.
He was even
retcon
Grimace
shit.
even has he was in a cartoon where there's a whole land of grimaces.
Right, which makes sense. Taste buds, but okay, fine, whatever, honey. I just feel like I'm not gonna put that much energy into it. So we know that Jussie Smallett.
Come on, Jussie.
Jussie. Let me be clear that Jussie and Journey,
they're beautiful.
They're gorgeous.
They're absolutely beautiful.
Their other brothers and sisters,
they're a little funny looking.
They're a little
funny looking
because they have this show on Cleo. Their names start with a J too.
They're all, and it's like 9 or 10 of them or something. It's a lot of them,
right? But these two do home renovations and food for some reason. So the premise, it's a 30-minute show.
Okay.
This is not Divine Design
or Design on a Dime.
It's closer to Design on a Dime.
Okay, I can work with that.
Divine Design, because it's a 30-minute show. And
okay, Lola, I get that. You grimace with something that tastes bad, but why would you want to have the bad taste bud as your representative?
Right. Why would you? You're supposed to be eating Big Mac filet of fish, quarter pounder French fries, icy Coke, thick shake, Sundays and apple pies. Big Mac filet of fish, French fries, icy Coke, thick shake, Sundays and apple pies.
Wait a minute. We are nipper sinkers. We're in luck. If it rains all day, we'll quack like a duck. Quack, quack, wada, wada, whack, quack, wada, wada, whack, quack, wada, wada. You remember that one from the McDonald's commercial?
It does sound vaguely familiar, but
it's
honestly,
the commercial where the little kids are all in their little rain slickers and they're walking through the puddle.
That seems familiar to me, but I don't remember the song.
And that's the song. Yep, that's the song.
But anyway, so the other two Smallett brothers and sister had a show. So they come in, they ask, the person what they want for, this room renovation. So they tell them some bullshit. They do some bullshit.
Exactly, boo. That's how I learned it. That's how it was ingrained in my head.
It's mostly interior decoration. Ain't no I'm listening. There's no shade. I mean, people make millions of dollars in interior decorating.
No.
But it ain't like moving the walls and we're putting in a window here or none of that. It's not like it's not like my girl Candace Wilson.
Candace Wilson. Oh my God! Like
Candace
Wilson.
Even the shit that I didn't like, I was like, bitch, this is still gorgeous.
And I also like Vern Yip. I love Vern.
I didn't care for Vern as much, but Candace, I remember one time she did this woman's bedroom, and she said she liked this thing with stars, right?
Okay.
So she made a ceiling out of Swarovski crystals. I fagged out. I swear to God. It was literally covered with Swarovski crystals. And
can you
like
imagine?
The dude, like her little team was like, this bitch got me in here putting up these individual Swarovski crystals so that
they probably had like a couple of lights on shining up on them and some underneath that were.
It really did. It was gorgeous. It was so fucking gorgeous. Everything she did was gorgeous, but this ain't that.
Okay. All right.
And so then at the end, for some reason, they cook her this meal, and the meal always seemed nasty or dry, or it's all right, but it doesn't. It's like, but why though? Because they never say, and what kind of food do you like? So they just make some random shit and hope that she likes it or they like it and that it goes with the spot. And so I'm like, okay, fine, whatever. So anyway, all of that. Jussie Smollett is making his featured directorial debut, which is an adaptation of James Earl Hardy's B-Boy Blues. It's going to premiere at this year's American Black Film Festival. It's starring Timothy Richardson, Ledisi, Brandy Evans, Broderick Hunter, Marquise Vilson, and newcomer Thomas Mackey as Raheem.
and you guys remember we talked about this earlier, how it was actually going to go into print, it was going into production and everything else, but now it's being released. So we are at, like, I'm geeked about this.
Yes. So I'm looking forward to it. Well, the festival itself takes place virtually in November, so I'm hoping that we'll be able to see it soon afterwards on, HBO Max or Netflix or
Somewhere,
something.
like, I'll pay.
Speaking of gay and Netflix, there is this series called Q Force.
So I have seen the previews of it. And I said I was going to watch one episode, but I feel like it does not represent how I would.
It's very. First of all,
it's
one
very,
of the producers.
yeah.
So
Sean Hayes is one of the voices,
is one of the producers
and producers. Okay.
So it feels like Jack McFarlane's. Like if somehow Jack McFarlane became famous and got a Netflix deal. That's what this show feels like.
Okay.
And it feels like every gay stereotype and all of the stereotypes of people of color are seen through the eyes of white gays. So Wanda Sykes,
one of my day one's voices in Q Force. Oh, okay.
Well, good for him. Good for them. I mean, get them coins.
Yeah, get your money.
The show is. I mean, and I'll probably watch.
I said I'm going to watch.
It's something to watch, but it's not like, oh my god, this is amazing. It's just a very stereotypical representation of, and it's a cartoon, so I mean, you can't expect you War and Peace. But it just felt like some young queen and his hag wrote this. You know what I mean? It doesn't. It's trying to make a point, but it's so stereotypical that it's
not. So for people of color, you might look at it and be like, this is what I expected of a white gay to write about.
Yeah, I mean, gays. If you are black and gay, you will not. I mean, to the extent that you're gay, you'll probably see yourself in some of these characters, but it's just a lot. So I was just kind of disappointed. It's humor at the expense of gays by gay people, eccentric. So, but yeah, it's kind of that. So it was just a little disappointing to me.
I don't know.
Kind of in the same way that that show Super Drags
was so over the top.
That's what it is. It's so over the top.
Over the top and unnecessary.
Okay, girl, I get that you all are gay,
but it's like they are like it's just.
And it was like hitting you over the head.
Yeah, like everything is gay. It's like I'm gonna go pick up my gay couch in my gay house and put it in my gay room on my gay couch with my gay wall and sit my gay ass and my gay water and my gay. It's like everything. It was like gay, and I'm like, but wait a minute, like. I mean, I get it.
And it just wasn't funny.
That's my issue. It wasn't,
and that's also the thing with Q Force. It's really not that funny.
I don't know. I'm gonna watch one or two episodes and see how I feel about it. That's where I'm at.
So yeah, it's a collection of stereotypes animated. Let me see who else we got to get to. We got to get to Anita Baker. Yes. So yeah, when you want to talk about that?
Yeah. So listen, Anita Baker, she was on social media not too long ago, and she was telling people do not purchase or stream her music because she was in a fight with the studios and the owners of her contracts about her masters. She released something on social media saying, do not buy my stuff because they're making me have to fight for it. And here's how it went down. This artist, she's an artist and goes into this contract, and apparently the standard issue time frame is 30 years for this contract, and instead of in perpetuity, it's 30 years.
Mm-hmm.
And so if the artist outlives the contract, then the masters of those songs are supposed to go back to the artist, and they become the owner. So her images, her likenesses, her music, all that stuff was actually she would now then own again at this particular point, because the record company and her production companies or whoever else is involved, they own all of that. They can do whatever they wanted with that.
Right.
So she actually went into litigation, and it took a couple of months. It's about maybe 3 or 4 months, maybe
Less than you would have thought, though.
Yeah. And it wasn't really a long time, but again, she announced on September 3rd that all of her children are coming home. The catalog Impossible Things happen every single day, gratefully, that all of her stuff is there. And on top of that, she's releasing a new greatest hits album, new collection of songs that's going to be out. I don't have a date on that, but I heard that she was doing the releasing of that new collection. So I don't know what the date is, but look forward to that coming out soon as well.
So does that mean we won't be hearing a new Popeyes chicken commercial set to Sweet Love? With all my heart, I love you, chicken. Stay with me, and you will see my wings are juicy, baby. Never leave, 'cause baby, I believe in red beans.
Mardi Gras mustard for my chicken tenders. I want it right now, baby. Okay, we have too much time on our hands.
Oh, no.
Okay, I'm done. All right, okay. So she got her stuff back.
So good for her. So, that's why we got all these Michael Jackson commercials, because when Michael Jackson was as well, I was like, hell no. I mean, I did that Pepsi shit once, but no, y'all not gonna be using my commercials. Now they got motherfucking Beat It and Bad in commercials and shit. So anyway, American Horror Story. I just watched the episode yesterday. Let me tell you, before we get started,
you were talking about the episode. You were talking about the because there's an article about American
I
Horror
saw
Story.
that. Yeah. All I want to mention is the line of the night. Honey, you're a paper airplane and I'm a 747. Don't you ever think you're anything like me just because you can fly a little. Bitch, that slayed me.
And when I tell you, I heard Myrtle Snow. And it was everything, regardless of who said it. The delivery was everything. And even beyond the delivery, just the word and the words and the phrasing is like, you know what?
Yeah. She gathered that. She
gathered aired out the entire, whoever was in that room, it was like all you heard was, whew.
Exactly. When whoever wrote that line, everybody in the audience was like, bitch, you did that. You did. You know what you did?
We're going to go ahead and give you an extra check for that line.
Right.
That line right there.
You did? That.
Yeah. That's that line right there. That's all I got.
Yeah. So, but anyway, you can talk about the rest of it. I mean, I watched it, but go ahead.
So, okay. So listen, American Horror Story, Ryan Murphy always does this. He comes up with these really crazy stories and 10 seasons of it, all just the weirdest stuff. But one thing that's been consistent with Ryan Murphy is that he's found some piece of fact or some piece of nonfiction that he's included or based some of his seasons and stories off of. So for instance, season 1, he talked about a real life case, the Black Dahlia, because that was a murder mystery that happened as well. And I want to say that was in the 30s or the 40s.
40s, probably.
40s, yeah. Okay. And then also he talked about in season 5 with Hotel, the Hotel Cortez, aka the Hotel Caesar. I mean the Cecil Hotel.
Yeah.
There were definitely some murders and I guess haunted speculations of things going on in that hotel as well. This season 10, double feature, there was some lines that were said in the show that made people go back to what this one could be about. So here's the thing. He said, it was said in the beginning of the show by the main character, Harry that, oh, I heard someone had died and they were in the next town over and their throats were ripped out. And the woman who was showing them the house said something to the effect of like, nah, we found them. We don't necessarily know what was going on, but they kind of made reference to this incident that happened in Provincetown. And what happened was this was based on Antone Charles Tony Costa, who was a handyman / cannabis farmer who committed several murders in the town of Truro, just a 10-minute drive away from Provincetown, where Double Feature is set. Now, Costa was suspected of killing 8 women during his murder spree in the late 60s, although he was only convicted for the deaths of Patricia Walsh and Mary Ann Wysocki and sentenced to life in prison. Now, 4 years into his incarceration, he killed himself, and he was also known because of this, as the Cape Cod Vampire. Now, the press that dubbed Costa the Cape Cod Vampire because there were bite marks left on each of his victims, and that was why they started calling him that. Costa's story even picked up a notorious. It was picked up by notorious author Kurt Vonnegut, who compared Tony to Jack the Ripper and went on to correspond with him after an arrest was made. He also had this thing where he wrote a book, and he wrote a book while he was in prison, but it was also based off of his, I don't want to say split personality, but another personality in him that seemed to come about somewhat from his LSD use. And so in the book, he claims that one of his personalities was alter ego, Carl, was responsible for the murders, and it had been more parallels that could be drawn between these crimes and American Horror Story as well. So there's some nuances from this fact or this life stuff that has happened in this story. I just found it very interesting because for me, anything vampire or werewolf, if I haven't seen it, I don't know nothing about it. I'll be amazed. But it always intrigues me. I've always been excited about that. So that's what drew me in for this particular season so far. But again, a lot of his stories have been based in fact. So I am interested to see what happens in this season so far, because again, it's a double feature. It's one part by land, one part by sea. And so right now we're doing the by land. Let's see what's going to happen with the by sea part. I don't know, but that's one piece of this story that they've put into this one. That's one piece of this in this season that was based off of fact, and we'll see how this actually goes. Hopefully, for the main character, Harry, I think his name is, it doesn't end the same way that it ended for.
Girl, I don't
Anton.
see how it can't end badly for him.
I don't know.
Because let's get into the story. So now, all right. So Harry has dove face first,
yes,
into his vampirism. And while they are not vampires in the sense of supernatural,
right, they
are certainly people who seek out people, kill them, and then suck them dry.
Yes.
So there is that. And they find out that he discovers that the daughter has been taking it too, and that she is actually talented. So they've got the talent. Meanwhile, his agent shows up, and his agent was like, bitch, you used to be writing this old janky ass shit, and now all of a sudden you got, because she says that Quentin Tarantino gave him a deal sight unseen to write his next movie and this series on Netflix, I think it was. And so she was like, I need to know what this town has.
Yep.
So she understands and finds out about the whole thing.
She's a bitch though, and I love her, but she's a bitch.
But listen, and then so Myrtle Snow, whose name I can't remember.
I can't remember his name.
But Myrtle Snow tells Cracky, Macaulay Culkin, to kill her. So Cracky tries to go over and kill her. She was like, you can't kill me.
She's like,
because I showed your script to somebody, and it was like, this is like the best shit that I've ever seen in my life.
And he got all excited, like,
right,
really?
He got a boner from it.
Frances Conroy is the actress, yes. Right. But I was trying to think of the character's name. Thank you for that, Links. So Teddy, what's going on?
So the agent is like, bitch, I need to just fuck all these bitches on the side. I don't fuck about none of this. Y'all do have your little success. But where the money is, where
Right.
the money reside,
Get me
is
to the head
finding
hole.
the bitch who makes this and getting a deal with her. And they're calling this character the chemist,
Right.
and the chemist is Candy.
Miss Candy.
Angelica Ross.
Houston.
Angelica
Ross. Thank you.
I
I'm
was
gonna
about to say
Houston.
Angelica Houston too.
Yes.
And the chemist doesn't really want to go into business. She's just happy doing this or whatever. And I was a little disappointed that this, not so much that Angelica Ross was playing this character, but I wanted it to be like a witch or somebody.
So, but that's just, I feel
mean,
like
it could be.
Yeah, I feel like there's more to her story.
Well, clearly.
Yeah. So, I think we're probably just scratching the surface with her for right now.
Right. So I feel like there's more going to happen with that. So meanwhile, they're killing up a bunch of people. And so Harry doesn't want his daughter going out doing it. So he goes out, kills people, and brings the blood back, which is how...
because, yes, we left that part out. His daughter not necessarily blackmailed him, but
basically
took the
she was
pill.
like, well... They said that they weren't going to take the pills.
Right. They said they were going to take the pill.
Then he's sitting there looking at a blank screen. And so he takes a pill. And as he turns around, the daughter's right there like, bitch.
I want mine.
Right. And then so he goes and is going to murder this
But he
chick.
says he doesn't want her to go out and kill. So he said he'd always bring it back for her.
So he was going to go and murder this chick. Turns out that she does buy porno snuff films.
Oh my God.
With her husband. I was like, this is getting complicated and interesting.
It was
she is about to kill this dude, right? Oh, he is about to kill her, and he gets knocked over the head. Next thing you know, he's bound and tied up in this little cage, and Miss Cracky opens the window, was like, so here's what's gonna happen. You about to die. Right. But before you die, you might as well take this Viagra so you can get a little bit of pleasure, because my boyfriend Tony is dumb as a box of rocks. He's got like a 10-inch dick, and he's got this huge. Well, it's not a huge dildo, but it's huge to people that don't have dildos. Whatever. And he's going to fuck him raw and kill him, and they're going to stream it all live. Yeah. But remember, old boy was there to kill. Right. So he's got he has razor teeth. His fronts on. He gnaws through the joints. And kills shoots dude, kills her, and is draining her, and
then finally comes back and
And while he's been gone now, remember, all of this happens while he was gone. Yeah. The black lady police officer comes by to talk to the daughter, and she was like, I know some shit going on with you and your father. Something ain't right. Something ain't right. And you tell me what's going on. And the daughter slices her throat clean open.
Just like
we forgot. In order to go do this murder where he almost got raped and killed, he lets the agent come, or ask the agent to come and babysit the child.
Watch the door. Yes.
Now, at this point, he doesn't know that the agent knows everything that's going on. But when he gets back, the cop is laid out, bleeding.
She dead.
Bled. Yeah, because she's bled out.
She's dead.
They cut her clean across the throat.
Right.
Meanwhile, daughter and agent are sitting
playing
at
cards.
the table, playing cards. And the agent says, Harry, we have to talk. So I was like, okay, this is getting interesting, but it's just,
and the mother, so FYI, the mother's in the hospital because
she had a pregnancy.
She had a pregnancy scare, so that's why she's not even at home. So the mother doesn't even know yet, and she's still in the hospital. So
yeah, I'm thinking what's going to happen is,
and the mother knows nothing about what the father and the daughter are doing yet.
So here's what's going to happen. Yeah,
we still a little early on, but okay.
But here's what I think is going to happen, because remember the gay designer that the black cop talked to?
Yes.
Is also a world famous interior designer.
Yes.
World famous.
I believe he's also on the pills.
Probably.
but that's okay.
But
Hey, Atlas.
he is going to become threatening to the mother and is going to come out somehow about these pills. And the mother's going to take the pills. And that's how she's going to discover. That's how, because she's going to turn into one of the pale people because she don't have no real talent.
She has the talent to be able to tell white from off-white, from ecru, from cream.
That's not a talent. That just means you got good eyes. That's not a talent.
I mean, but that's what she, she does she loves her monochromatic thing and she wants to keep it in the
monochromatic color scheme is a thing. She actually said that. So that's my theory. What is yours, or do you have a theory?
So I'm not quite sure yet, but I believe that her baby is going to be integral in this in some way, shape, or form. I don't know why. I don't know how. She was pregnant before she got there.
Maybe the baby's gonna like eat his way through her or
Yeah,
something.
I mean, I don't know. She picked up about Tarantino. Pick up the hint about Tarantino.
Oh yeah, that Tarantino was also one of the people because Tarantino said, "I don't have enough energy to do whatever." So he was hinting basically that he didn't have enough pills.
Oh, okay.
To write it. He said that you, Harry, would understand what that meant.
Okay. All right. I did not pick up on that, but okay. Thank you for that. I'm feeling like the baby. I'm feeling like at some particular point she's either going to get bit or turned or take a pill and it's going to have something to do with the baby. I don't know why. That's one thing I'm thinking. I don't know. It's not about the way it's going to end. It's just about something I think that's going to happen. And then I also think that I think they're going to wind up staying there for quite some time. Are they going to become part of the community? I'm still trying to understand what these red lights mean because everybody in the town has red lights on.
Yeah.
And so I don't know if that means that they are not available for blood or they are available for blood, or I don't know what that means. I can't quite figure that out. I also think that the daughter is going to be the key to something else.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Well, they only got a couple of episodes to resolve it because they're going to move on to the second part of it.
But I think that they're related in some intertwined as far as So I don't
Link
know.
says I think the baby is the tie-in to the alien part of the story. Yeah, that could be.
Could be.
Yeah, because I don't think it's literally going to be like this story is over and now we're going to start a new story. It's going to have to be some sort of a connection, or maybe the interior designer
is a new girlfriend and can't do what it takes to keep it up. Oh,
that's what he said. Quentin Tarantino told the agent,
Lord,
and that was how he sort of knew what was going on.
Okay. So yeah, I'm looking forward to this. I need to see how this is gonna roll. The fact that we are still watching this week by week as opposed to watching the whole season at one time, it makes you think about a whole lot, but it gives me time to kind of look at other stuff and come up with new stuff that as far as theories and speculation, and the fan blogs are going like they're just buzzing. So I'm just trying to like skim through some stuff and see what they have going on. But I really don't want to be teased too much and like tell me what's going on in the future. So I don't know, but that's where I'm thinking.
Yeah,
I don't know, but I'm here for it. I'm sitting down. I'm watching because it comes on tonight. Yes, tonight, 10 o'clock. I think it is. Yeah. Tonight or tomorrow? Tonight.
It's tonight.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's what I'm here for.
All right. So now we got to finish up with Drag Race.
Listen, I purposely did not do a whole bunch for Drag Race at this point.
I mean, there's not a whole lot to do.
Because that's at this particular point, that's where we are. So, spoiler alert, if you haven't watched Drag Race, we get ready to tell you what's going to happen.
Right.
Let's start with the win. Let's just start with that because I want to go backwards.
Mm-hmm.
Kylie Sonique Love was crowned the winner.
Yes,
she
feels like you've got strong feelings about that.
I have some
complex feelings.
I have some complex feelings about that. Kylie Sonique Love was crowned the winner.
Mm-hmm.
She is the 5th winner of All Stars, even though this is season 6. Season 6.
That makes her the 7th winner.
Well, she's the 7th winner, but the season 6 because it was 2 in
So
season
there was
5.
2
So, excuse
in
me,
season 4.
4 or 5, whatever. There was 2
It
at
was
one
Monique
particular point,
and
and Trinity. I think
Yeah,
that was season 5 or
that
season.
was 5.
Okay.
And
So
4.
5 was Shay,
Shay was
and then
season
she.
5.
Okay,
and
so then
Nancy
6.
season 6.
So she's the 7th winner. Excuse me, and she's the first trans winner of All Stars and anything that is RuPaul's Drag Race.
Yes.
Last season, we got down to the top 4 on Drag Race, and it was Gottmik, Simone, what's her name? List. The big girl with the list. Who got into a fight with what's her face? Little girl.
Cameron.
Candy Muse.
Yes.
Candy Muse and Rose. Those were the
Yes.
final 4. Gottmik.
That's it. Rose gives and Jan feel like the same person.
Well, they're good. They're good friends.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so Gottmik, as far as I'm concerned, listen. If we took Simone out of the picture, I'm just gonna say it. If we took Simone out of the picture, Gottmik was that bitch.
She was,
and Gottmik was that bitch for several reasons.
Mm-hmm.
And for me, she didn't necessarily do anything that was like just earth shattering. But baby, her fashions came all the fucked away together.
Yes.
And one of the baddest things that I've seen on Drag Race was her coming out in this Hellraiser costume. Like, I thought it was just fucking amazing. Like, my mind was blown. Okay, but Gottmik did not win.
Right.
So I believe that since she had this young lady, Kylie Sonika Love, who was on the show 11 years ago, and Kylie is a phenomenal performer. I actually had this chance to see her when she came to the DC Eagle.
Mm-hmm.
She's fucking phenomenal. The shit that she did on that stage was amazing.
Mm-hmm.
On this Drag Race, it was okay.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't amazing. Of the other 3 girls that were there, Eureka, Ginger, and Raja, I think that all 4 of them were talented to make the top 4.
Yes.
But Kylie was not my top choice.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like this is political. And those are my complex feelings on that. Now, the sad part is, of the remaining 3, I don't know who I would have chosen to be number 1. Although I did have favorites in Ginger because I thought she was clean and from the start to the end, and she's polished and she's excellent. I love Raja's redemption story. I thought it was great, and she was phenomenal the entire time.
Mm-hmm.
Even though Eureka did not win a challenge until the last one,
mm-hmm.
Eureka was consistent, and she's good. She's very good. She just didn't win. So I don't know who I would have felt comfortable with. And the more that I'm talking about this, I definitely would take Eureka out of the running for me to be a winner. So it would be between Raja and Ginger. But to be quite honest, I really think that it should have been Ginger. Those are my complex thoughts on this entire season. That's where I'm at. Everything else is just water under the bridge for me.
I'm over it.
I mean,
I'm happy for Kylie. I don't feel like I understand what you're saying, and I get how you and other people might feel that way, but I don't necessarily feel like they were trying to make a statement because she wasn't terrible. I mean, they had let some of these other
she wasn't terrible
transitioned over. You know, she really did do some amazing things. Well, amazing is a strong word. Nobody really did anything amazing this season, so
they didn't do anything amazing, but they were good at what they and I pretty much feel like it was a statement. That's just and it's okay. I didn't think she was not deserving to be in the top 4. She wouldn't have been my choice at all. That's where I'm at.
That's entertaining, and I'm not super wrapped up in it.
I believe that all of them will go on and do other things that are great things.
Yeah.
Eureka got a season 2 of We're Here.
Right.
Ginger is still doing other movies and acting and stuff. We don't know what Kylie's getting ready to do, but although she has music out with Caswell and everything else, she has a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah, so they'll
Raja-
all be fine.
Yeah, Raja might fuck around and become a damn designer because she's, she talked about all the stuff she made on her own.
Right.
So who knows? I don't know. But this season was good. I feel like that game within the game thing, I want them to not do that again next season because that was too long. It was too long.
Because this time it was, in my eyes, pretty fair because there was clearly someone who was a good lip syncer.
Yes.
It would have been entirely unfair, I think, if someone who had, I guess it would have been fine. Like if a different person had won each week until we got down to the final four, then it would have been someone who had fought their way most of the way through the competition and had won too. But I think it worked out well for the story arc because love or hate Silky, she pretty much won all of those lip syncs.
She's going down as legendary. She's going to be the legendary Reverend Dr. Silky Nutmeg Ganache.
Right.
That's
so good for that. So, I thought it was a wrap for Kylie when she tripped over the gown, but the bitch recovered and turned that into a flip. And
I'm gonna give her this. I liked her recovery. At the same time, I'm the Russian judge. I'd have been like,
what was it?
But I like
girl
when
that
she
did
thought quickly
in like season 2 that fell and did the turn.
Akasha.
She that was an Akasha.
That was an Akasha.
Yes,
that was an Akasha.
You turn a pitfall into a come up.
Because she did that thing, she fell and then she spun around and she was like, shh.
And if you didn't see it, Kylie had on this
beautiful gown,
and she tripped over it.
She tripped over the jacket that she had on the floor.
Right, that was on the floor. Right, because she had on this beautiful jacket
that was covered.
The dress was beautiful too, but the jacket was lying on the ground, and she stepped and slipped and turned that into a tumble.
Yes.
And got back up, and it was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, she did.
All right,
I would give her credit for that. She played that off, and that's I'm here for that. So
Raja I thought her lip sync was good. I also thought so here are my comments. Raja was elegant and sexy, and I lived. Kylie was giving Wonder Woman realness and looked amazing. Ginger was cute, but I wasn't blown away.
No. But that was
Eureka looked amazing, and I was totally gagged.
But now Ginger's dress, the final dress with it looked like napkins hanging off of it.
Mm-hmm.
The dress was beautiful.
Yeah.
On her. And what I mean by on her, meaning that it was a little bit too pointed for me, but she's short. So I know they had to give it some drama and make it kind of come out. But the gown is a beautiful gown.
Yeah.
It was a beautiful gown.
That song they did, This Is My Country, I kind of liked it. It's better than some of that shit that every year they always like, what are we going to do for the final challenge? Bitches always one of RuPaul's janky ass songs. And this wasn't a great song, but it was less janky than the songs usually are.
So what I will say is whoever her DJ is or sound person, whenever they go back to remix it and use the song in the next year for the show, because some of her songs, I'm like, girl, I don't like your songs, but the remixes of them or the way, because you keep hearing those certain parts over and over again, like, bring back my girls.
Yeah.
Bring back my, like that, it kind of gets stuck on you, but I don't know how they're going to do this one, this country song. I don't know how they're going to do that one. I don't
know. When they did the little tic-tac talk with
with each of the girls.
First of all, I was like, girl, so are y'all jerking off RuPaul under the table? Because this was all like, it was supposed to be about you, and yet somehow it turned into how awesome RuPaul is and how it changed her life, their lives. And so, I mean, it didn't feel forced. I don't want to make it sound like they were instructed to. It wasn't like someone was just off stage with their bunny like, I'm great. Fuck this mother. So it wasn't like that, but I was just like, all right, so this was I would have been like, okay,
But Rue was good.
nice.
He deflected that a couple
right.
times.
He was like, okay, that's nice, but this is about you.
Right.
So
He deflected that.
I feel like next year they need to be like, listen, this is supposed to be about your journey, and maybe Rue inspired that, but it's not a good look for you to just be blowing smoke up Rue's ass for 2 minutes.
Yeah.
What I loved was how Kylie talked about losing in season 2 because she was the 4th person to go home. Yes. So she went home very early.
And she went home with what's his face as the judge, the same judge that came back. With this,
no.
The Asian gentleman, the Asian guy. I cannot think of his name. He's a funny ass actor. He's in Doom Patrol, as a matter of fact.
Yes.
But yeah.
She said, I decided that I'm not turning this into a woe is me, but wow, this is me moment. And I thought that was, she said, basically she was saying, I use this as an opportunity for growth.
Yeah.
And, I appreciate that positive, but it's not toxically positive. It's like, yeah, it's a fucked up moment.
Yeah.
But this is a moment that I can grow from. And, is it possible that she might not have gotten to this point of All-Star 6 if she hadn't had that moment of failure early on? Possibly.
Yeah, possibly. But what I will also say is the bitch she's been behind the scenes working, so I will give her that.
Yeah, so I mean, that's why when they announced her, I was like,
exposure is good. But I was like, that they took
so neat. I was like, so neat. I was like, bitch, I had to go back to remember who the fuck she was.
Yeah, she was. Yeah,
she was one of the early queens.
She was a rough looking dude. She was a rough looking dude.
But she's got it together. So congratulations to her.
Yeah, so
congratulations to all of them. And I did appreciate because I saw the live video of the 4 of them together because they had them together in a room. Because you know what they do.
They tape all 4. Yeah.
They tape all 4 of them having a moment on the stage. And it's only in editing. They even do that when they do it live.
Yeah.
So because they didn't do that. One year they actually crowned a winner and they told everybody not to say nothing.
Not say
nothing. Some
kids done went on out there and told
the queens got on Twitter like within hours and say who the winner was. So that was like season 7 or something when they started doing those lives. So starting with season 7 or 8, they film all 4 of the tops getting their moment to walk down the stage. And it's only in editing who you see who the actual winner is. So I saw it on Instagram.
Okay.
The 4 of them were in a room looking gorgeous. They were all beat down.
Okay.
And when they announced that Kylie was the winner, they all seemed genuinely happy. It wasn't like, congratulations. And then throw down some pearls.
Like, go ahead and walk on over there. Just go.
Right.
Go on, walk on over there.
And they just happen to be there to catch that scepter as she's falling.
Like, oh, she fell. Oh, she broke her neck. Who's the replacement? Who's the runner-up?
Right.
Who's the runner-up? So
they all seem genuinely happy for her. And I feel like they would have all been genuinely happy. Either that or they're good actresses. Whatever. Because I feel like you get that $100,000, but if you
so you don't even get the $100,000 after taxes. You get like what, 60,
something like that, because it's like 2/3 of it, so like 67, whatever, which is still cute. But all of those women are hoofers. They know how to hoof it. They all know how to work and book and make a way out of no way.
Yes.
So they're all winners.
Yeah.
Kylie, I feel the same way about the winner of Drag Race that I feel about like the winner of American Idol. It's better to be like a Jennifer Hudson
and to go on and do everything because you're locked
into that contract.
Yep. You're locked into it.
Think of how many, and I'll probably say this before, so I'm not going to belabor the point, but how many American Idol winners have gone on to be super successful other than Carrie Underwood, and that's only because she was a country artist. I know that if she had been like a pop artist, they would have tried to put her in this lane
like they did with Kelly Clarkson.
They couldn't do that. That they did with Kelly.
They did that with Kelly Clarkson.
Has an amazing
Kelly Clarkson
voice.
Is one of the baddest voices.
I don't know why she is not as famous as Adele and other people. You know why? It's because they tried to put her in this American Idol box instead of letting her be who the hell she was.
Yep.
they tried to make her lose weight and tried to make her do all of this
They
shit.
tried to make her dance
to fit into all the bitch. If you got a good voice, you don't have to do nothing but stand there
and fucking sing. That's it.
That's all you got to do. I mean,
Plant
no
them
shade
feet
to people
firmly
who
on the ground and
are.
just sing.
I mean, Beyonce's a pretty good singer and she dances, but most people either sing or dance.
Right. And
Aretha Franklin
sang.
Patti LaBelle sang. Whitney Houston sang. And whenever she tried to dance, she looked like a fucking fool.
It was a fail.
So, that's why. So I always feel like it's better to be the runner-up or the second or third runner-up because you've already proven that you've got talent and you've got some range. And a lot of like industry people watch that show, so they'll snap you up.
Yep.
But they will know that, oh, well, she's a country artist. So, well, bitch, why would we try to reinvent the wheel? If you've got this sultry if you're this white girl with this sort of sultry voice, why can't you just be like the next Annie Lennox or whatever? Why are they gonna try to make you the next Britney Spears? Britney Spears can't even fucking sing. Kelly Clarkson could sing her fucking ass off.
Yes,
Kelly Clarkson should be like famous, not doing like a fucking talk show.
And the thing is with Kelly, one of the things that she fought for was to do a jazz album.
Mm-hmm.
Why do you have to fight as an artist to do a fucking jazz album?
Right. I mean, really? Be like this. Listen, we want you to do this because we think it's gonna be a commercial. But listen, we throw a few dollars at a jazz album because it don't cost a whole lot.
It doesn't cost a lot. And the sad part is you will be fucking amazed, which is one of the main reasons why Lettucey is just now coming out into the forefront. Lettucey's been hoofing it and been behind the scenes for years.
Yeah.
And she got with a jazz label, Verve.
Mm-hmm.
And they're trying to reinvent themselves. So they were like, she is the epitome of trying to reinvent herself because she does everything. And they were like, she's been one of the big artists for them. So I don't know.
Yeah. So I bringing it back to Drag Race, being one of the top 4 is probably
it's great,
good for your bookings because now you're not as obligated to that contract.
Told the Ginger Face producers originally on her first season. You know what? I wouldn't necessarily put that past the producers because that's how they may feel. But the problem is, well, it's problematic for several different reasons. But it's going to happen.
Right, because these girls, I mean, Ginger is a fucking beast. It's easy to dismiss a big girl who doesn't do well. But you can't dismiss her.
You can't dismiss
a bitch who's a fucking powerhouse. You can't dismiss Ginger. You can't dismiss Eureka.
You can't.
Now
you can't dismiss Latrice.
You can't dismiss Latrice, right? So
and the more that they have their Latrices, their Gingers, their Eurekas, the more it's going to the more pressure they're going to have to let this person be who they are and fucking win.
Right. Because I think particularly Eureka showed that, bitch, you can be fashionable. You can, you can slay a look.
Her Playboy bunny look
was amazing.
Was clean.
It was
as
flawless.
Shit.
It was flawless.
And she looked amazing.
Yeah.
And so when I don't ever want to hear somebody say to me, because it's very unfair. Well, I'm not gonna say it's very unfair. I would never hear anybody say that I'm not favoring or I'm favoring one girl over the other because of size. But baby, let me tell you this. Silky's good. Eureka's good. The difference between the two,
polish.
Very polished with Eureka.
Mm-hmm.
Silky has gotten a little bit more polish,
mm-hmm.
but Eureka is still highly polished. She has a little bit of ways to go.
And a lot of ways to go.
But she can get there. But baby, listen.
Silky, because I've seen I like
her Continental,
some of her pageant work.
So her pageant shit is amazing.
Akira, I saw a picture.
Akira
put her together and she looked amazing.
Listen.
But again, you on Drag Race.
Yeah.
You don't have a whole team to make you up. So that's the difference. Eureka can make herself up.
Absolutely. From the top to the bottom.
Can't make herself up.
Silky can do her face. That's it. That's what Silky can do.
Mostly.
That's it. That's all she got control.
There's always a line.
That line is usually that wig line because she wears a lace front.
She
with
can't.
It.
You gotta.
The problem is she
blend it.
She has
blending.
Right.
Blending. It's all about the blending.
The problem is she's using these old ass wigs that she and you need to eventually replace them or wash them so you can get that blend in.
Yeah.
But
so yeah. So I'm not doubting what someone said to Atlas, but that they're going to be under increasing pressure to do that because people are going to be like, so you let this skinny bitch who wasn't talented over this big girl who is clearly more talented win, because people are already pissed that Kylie won over Ginger or Eureka. And I'm Roger didn't win, so I'm mad already because I'm always rooting for Black.
Listen,
I thought Raja there's a convincing case for Raja to win because it's all subjective.
It is subjective to a certain extent. And
because I feel like in terms of the biggest redemption arc, because when they said Raja was coming back, I just knew that bitch was gonna be gone, like episode 2, because of her attitude.
Yeah, early on. Now I'm gonna tell you, if they ever she's never gonna come back, but if they ever brought back the Vixen, baby, it's gonna be a problem. But she's never gonna come back. Yeah, the Vixen nor Nina Bonina. No. Nina Bonina Brown is never gonna come back.
I think there is an edit. And then I just think there's a naturally argumentative kind of personality. And the Vixen, definitely the Vixen, and definitely Nina Bonita are just argumentative kinds of people who don't mix well in this kind of environment. And just to be clear, that doesn't mean they're awful people.
Not at all.
They're just some people who aren't good in this kind of format, and their natural personality traits don't lend themselves to
group work.
So,
let's just call it what it is.
That's fine.
So, but anyway, so I'm happy that it's over.
Yeah.
I'm interested to see because I've already heard buzzing on the streets of what what season 14 is going to be.
Yeah, it's already been greenlit, and I've saw it. But the girls
always like, speculating, and so
I don't get into that because I don't really know enough drag queens to have an opinion on. Like, I can't think of the only one I ever remember was Tyra. That was the only drag queen that I'd ever heard of prior to being on Drag Race.
Oh, okay, yeah, I can't say that. Now, as time goes on, there's some of these girls I don't know who the fuck they are. I'm like, bitch,
but I mean, in like the whole 14 years.
Yeah, I've seen.
This will be season 14 coming up. There's never been a queen that's been on there that I've like, oh yeah, I remember her.
Yeah.
That's true.
I
mean, because I know personally or am familiar enough with like 4 or 5 drag queens, and so none of them have made it on the show yet. So I don't know any of them. So being told that, like, if you had told me 2 years ago that, oh my God, Got Mick is going to be on Drag Race, or Simone is going to be on Drag Race, I'd have been like, who?
I don't know her.
Right. So
I don't know her.
Anyway, so good for them. Yeah. I'm happy for it. All of them are going to go on to great things, and they are going to make their way in the world. So bully for them.
So anyway, we are about to close this show out in a second, but before we do that, let's check out this beautiful bean footage. This expensive, beautiful bean footage.
Expensive. This was a lovely little evening.
Yeah, it was. I am drained. I'm drained. Like this has been like a day, and like I appreciate sitting here with you guys and talking, but I'm drained. I might actually go to bed early. Like what is that all about? Is that 50?
Yeah, what time is my first meeting tomorrow?
Yeah, is that 50? Is that what we're doing? Okay.
Yeah, I don't feel particularly drained more so than normal, but you know.
Yeah. Lola, I will give you the information for that. I gotta get because one of another. So my brother got the shirt for us, and I'll give you the information if I can get it from him. I'll chat with him a little bit.
Say you were old. Oh,
Okay, listen.
Trying it today.
It's all
right. You know why she's trying it?
It's
because
all right.
She's leaving town for 5 weeks.
But it's all right.
But you know you got to come back though.
It's all right.
It's okay.
It's all right.
It's not right,
but it's okay.
Okay.
How about that?
Listen, sleep with one eye open, honey. That's all I got to say.
But anyway, so listen, as always, we really, really, really appreciate you guys spending time with us. We have you come into the room. I know you guys have been sharing. I know our super fans are out there sharing and stuff and getting people to subscribe. We definitely try to put that information out there and share it. Yes. So please continue to do that. Down in the corner, click the subscribe and link box. Is it down in that corner?
Nope, down in this corner.
In that corner, yeah. One of them corners. The bottom one. Look at the bottom.
Right here. Yeah.
Okay, there we go. Yeah. Link and subscribe. Yeah, there we go. Yeah. And then now it's over here. Yeah. So there we go. See, it's going out. Right.
No, there's actually a thing on the actual screen when you're watching it on YouTube.
But I'm just saying.
It says like.
Yeah, but I
subscribe.
But so okay.
Don't forget to subscribe and click that bell to get notified. Because even though because I get subscribed to, I get the notification that at 8:02 p.m. the BGKH show is live.
Yes.
Because I have the YouTubeables on my phone. So.
Right. So, but yes, they are moisturized. Listen, this is all good old Jergens, Cherry almond. That's what we got going on. Cherry.
Hallelujahs.
So,
well, all right. We would like to say thank you for joining us. And with that, we will say thank you all for coming out. God bless you and good night.